Hello everyone, this is Professor Maloney, and today I'm creating a little video to demonstrate your Windows 10 training. Okay, so Windows 10 training is available now. Now meaning when you view this video, which will be on Wednesday. Wednesday is the 8th because Monday is Labor Day holiday, so you don't officially have class on Monday. So hope you have a great Labor Day, or hope you had a great Labor Day. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing a little recording. This one will be very short, no more than 15 minutes. I promise you, no more than 15 minutes, okay? But it's a very important video because it's going to show you what you need to do to prepare for your Windows 10 exam. And remember, exams in this class are worth the most points by far. Hopefully you remember from the syllabus, or you remember from my MindTap overview, you remember from my my class introduction, that long video, that exams are worth 50% of your class grade. So 50% is a ton, right? And the first exam is Windows 10, it's worth 10%. The second exam, Word, is worth another 10%, and then Excel 10, Access 10, PowerPoint 10, and then cumulatively that's 50% of your class grade, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is not show me now, and we'll go ahead and start our little training session here. So I'm going to share my screen, and then we'll go ahead and go over to our content page. Okay, get out of that, hide that. So I'm creating this video here. It will be available, and it will then show in the videos by Professor Maloney. This one right here. After a while, it'll also show up in Collaborate Ultra from this link here, and then you click recordings. Okay, so there, and then you click recordings. It's not there now, but it will be there. Okay, so let me get out of that. Now I am verifying that I'm sharing my screen actually. I am. Okay, so I'm going to go over to MindTap. All right, so students start here. And remember, I changed, or I edited the link. So now when you go to students start here, it says students click here to do your MindTap assignments, and then I put every day, right? Okay, so this thing here is now just your regular link, and it brings you over to MindTap. As always, you need to enable pop-ups. Okay. All right, so this is our class. You're the Monday, Wednesday version of CGS1060C at the Homestead campus with Professor Maloney. All right, so operating systems is down here. Okay, so this, by the way, your computer concepts quizzes, this is not covering computer concepts quizzes, but you understand they're due on the 10th. Okay, so that means they're due very soon. Okay, all right, so operating systems. This is the one that we're going to have open pretty soon. You see, one person has already done it. Okay, so it is available for you, right? You click the edit just so you can kind of verify how that works. And anytime it doesn't show anything over here, when I get in my edit mode, it means it's already set. And this due thing here just tells you the due date. The fact that it doesn't have a start, like if I go down to Word, you'll see that if I click on Module 1, it'll tell you it's due on the 4th. That's the next big module, as you know. Word comes next, and starting with Word, the class is going to be much more challenging, much more work, and therefore harder. Okay, but in operating systems, you have to do the training by the 14th. So let's look in our calendar. So first of all, again, Monday the 6th, you're going to be looking at this probably Wednesday the 8th. That's Labor Day. Today is the 4th, just to let you know. All right, so the 10th is when all your 5 quizzes from computer concepts are due. Already your Windows 10 training's available, and there's only 21 tasks on it, by the way, okay? And it's due on the 14th, which is a Tuesday, okay? Tuesday the 14th, and you're going to take an exam in class, as always, during the required live class session at 7 a.m. It'll be due at 8:40 a.m., but that 8:40 a.m. still limits you to 70 minutes. Meaning if you start it at 7 a.m. on the nose, then at 8:10 a.m. on the nose, it will either end. If you started it at 7 a.m., it'll end, but most likely you'll be done with it in 20 minutes. Many of you will be done for sure in 20 minutes, for sure. If you're an Access student, you get double time though. So you get even, a lot more than just the 70. You get 140 minutes. But anyway, all right, so I'm going to go in and demonstrate about 4 of these tasks, okay? So you click Windows 10 training, and this is something we have not done yet, all right? You have not done any of these things yet. So basically, it's saying to check your system. Make sure that you're A-OK and you're set. I'm just going to click the Start button. Now, number 1 is to note my window opens in a pop-up, right? So what do we do with pop-ups? Well, pop-ups, we are using what they call a virtual machine. In other words, right now, I'm in a virtual machine that is using Windows 10. I happen to have Windows 10 on my desktop. So in my case, it's the same thing. I have the same thing in this Start menu here from my virtual machine as I do on the bottom left corner of my screen for my regular Start menu in Windows 10, okay? But if you're using a Mac, or if you're using, let's say, an old Windows 8.1 operating system, or perhaps even older, Windows 7, whatever you're using, or Windows 8.0, you're going to be doing it in a virtual machine. So Mac doesn't matter because this is Windows 10 in this window, okay? If you're using Linux, same thing. In the window here, you're using a virtual machine with Windows 10, okay? Now, this is the instruction. Every time you pull up a training session, it will go to, by default, the first task, okay? Tells you there's 21 tasks. I can go ahead and click this list here. It's called a menu. We always call it a hamburger icon because it's got 3 little three horizontal, lines going from, vertical, up and down. So anyway, if I click it, it'll show me those 21 tasks, okay? So no problem. They're all easy, but you have to do things right, and that's what we're going to talk about. So here, now, let me first explain the window. So to get here, and if yours does not pop up, you go back to content, meaning our Blackboard class. And then if you scroll down, you're going to see enabling pop-ups in your browser. So that's your responsibility to make sure you're enabling pop-ups. So if you're using Safari, or if you're using Chrome, you're using Firefox, you're using Edge, any of those browsers are going to work fine, but they always recommend that you use Chrome, okay, or Firefox. So that's the 2 you should use just to make sure everything works the way it should. I use Edge all the time and everything works perfectly. But anyway, it's up to you what browser you use. Recommendation, Firefox or Chrome. Okay, so, and there's how you, again, enable pop-ups, all right? So when you're over here in this training again, the training over here is in a new window because I opened up a new tab. Well, when I clicked the Start Training, it opened up the tab by itself. All right, so anyway, the first one says shut down Windows 10. Now, I mentioned to you that this shows you how many items there are, and you can go back and forth. If you don't know this one, and let's say it's on a test and you don't know it, if you want to, you can click this menu, okay, and just skip it. Just realize once you skip it, it's done. It's not done, but I mean, you then have to click it to bring it back up again, right? Okay, so again, get out of there. Now, what's the next thing? So there's 3 things up here, 3 little clickable links. One says observe, one says practice, and one says apply. By default, every time you open up training, you're going to be in the apply mode. I do that on purpose because the apply mode is the mode you must do, If you do not do the apply mode, if I go over here and just watch it instead, or I go over here and do the practice instead, I do not get credit if I don't do the apply. So understand that, okay? And the test is more like the apply mode. But you notice it's telling us to shut down Windows 10. It's not giving us an A, B, C, D choice of click the Start menu, click the power button, click shut down, whatever. It's giving you, it's an interactive. It's telling you to do it, and then you must do it. And that doesn't mean doing it on, again, let me click over here. See, I'm now on my Windows 10 over on the bottom left of the screen, but I need to do everything. Oh, I don't like it that size. I need it because I like to show you guys its pop-up. I need to do it within my pop-up, my virtual machine, okay? All right, so it says shut down Windows 10. Obviously, we click this Start. Let me first get it wrong. So if I click here, this is an icon for the browser Edge. I click it, and it tells me, no, that's not right. Try again, okay? Now, on a test, that counts as try 1, okay? Each test, you get exactly 2 tries. So you've already missed 1. If you then click, let's say you go to the Windows Store here, Microsoft Store. Oh, incorrect. So that question you've now gotten wrong. There's no more tries on it. All right. But in a training environment, you can do that same thing 10,000 times if you want. Okay. So I can, and by the way, you move the little instructions if you need to. It won't move outside the virtual machine, but see, I can go anywhere in the virtual machine. So if the instructions get in the way of something, like let's say it was doing something with the recycle bin, and I can't see the recycle bin there, but it's telling me, let's say, empty the recycle bin, obviously I'd have to move this. So if you don't see what you think you need to see based on what the instructions are asking you to do, just move it. And how do you move it? Just click on it and drag. Okay, just drag it. Okay, so anyway, shut down Windows 10. I've already missed it twice, right? Let me go over here and go into my calendar here. Oh, it doesn't even let me click on my calendar. Let's go into my power button. Let's change the power. The number of, what percentage of my speakers are on. And of course, it again was wrong, right? So to get it right, you click shut down, which means you go to the start menu. So start. Then this is the power button. Okay, that's the power button just there. Everyone probably knows what the power button looks like. So you click the power button. Oh, but now there's 3 more choices. They say shut down. So if I click restart as an example, that's not shut down. So it's again going to be wrong. Okay, so I've got it wrong about 4 times. On a test, it would have already stopped after the second wrong. So it's over. But anyway, to do it, obviously you click the power button and then you click shut down. Okay, so that's what you do. Now it'll move you automatically then to the next task. Okay, and there's only 21 tasks, like I said. If I click the hamburger icon again to show all the tasks, you'll now see I got a check mark because I did this right and I did it with the apply mode, meaning this mode. Okay, so and then it comes to the next task, and again I'm in the apply mode by default. So here it's telling me sign in to Windows 10 as user 1 and use Windows in lowercase as the password. So this one is obviously easy as well, but it's a little bit trickier, right? So like right now as an example, I'm on user 2. It tells me as user 1. So even if I type Windows, and by the way, this is lowercase, passwords are case sensitive. So let me type the right password here. Okay, I just typed it right, but don't trust your typing. Click then this. Once you type something in the text box, you're going to see an I, and the I just means you can show your password. So I'll click it, and see that's what I typed. You have to hold your finger down on the mouse button to show what you typed. So it's saying Windows. I can then look up here, and that's Windows, but it's lowercase. Verify again. Yeah, lowercase. I got it right, and I'll enter, and it'll be wrong. You might say, but you got it right. Yes, but I'm as user 2. Needs user 1. So you, again, it's not a multiple choice test or a true false test. You have to click the right user. And now I'll do a capital W. Again, check the password. You'll see I got a capital W on it. Okay, you got to keep clicking it if you want to see it. It's got a capital W, but look up here. It's a little w, right? So then you can say, well, I know it's the first character. Capital just needs to be changed to lower. So if you want, you can do it like this. Move your directional arrow over, type a small w, and then delete, and then verify again, and you'll see now it's lowercase again. Now everything is good. So this would work, okay? But obviously, if you get it wrong, rather than do it that way, it's probably better to just erase everything. Start again, just so you're comfortable that you did it right, but then still check. So now I'm on, you can see the password is Windows. And in the instructions, it's Windows in lowercase. Mine, I typed it in lowercase, so I'm good. Then the other is it has to be user 1. That's user 1. So this will be correct, okay? So it's done correctly. Again, I can just check it. Check my list. Yep, it's right. And now it's start an app from an app list, from the apps list. And I say, start the alarms and clocks app from the start menu apps list. Again, it's telling you in this case, start menu apps list. This is the start menu. This is the apps list. This is, all these are just part of the apps list, okay? It's telling you it's the alarms and clocks. You'll notice it's in alpha sort, except above A, these things are the most used. And then a pound sign is not a letter, so they do the pound sign, meaning there's some that don't have a letter category, it's a number, so they're just calling it pound. So anyway, the alpha list obviously starts with the A, and alarms starts with A, so that would be the answer, all right? But let's do this one with the observe, so you can kind of see what they do. And again, remember, you can move this, just click on it and move it around if you need to. All right, so I'm going to click the observe. Observe will give you a video, and it will also give you audio. And for each step of what you have to do this, it will illustrate doing the step with the video. It'll show little red borders around everything that it's going to click on. It'll tell you it's going to click, and then it's going to do the click. So let's do it with observe. So when you click observe, then you have to hit the play button.
Use the alphabetical apps list on the Start menu to open any installed application.
Okay, so she tells us what to do.
Click the Start button.
And then she puts a red border around it, and then she clicks it. She's doing it all.
The Start menu opens.
Okay, so I'm not doing any clicking. She is.
Click Alarms and Clock.
Okay.
The app, which includes an alarm, a clock, a timer, and a stopwatch, starts, and its window opens on the desktop.
Okay, so now you can say, oh my God, so there's a timer and there's a stopwatch. Cool. But now, so that was the observe mode. Okay, there's 3 modes, remember. Observe is exactly what that demonstration was. It's a video. It includes audio, and the video and audio combined are giving you step by step what you need to do to get it right. But that is not the apply mode. In other words, watching the observe, which is what I just did, does not make this correct up here. And I will demonstrate that in a little while. Okay, but first I want to do the next mode, which is the practice. The practice mode is almost the same. The only difference is when she puts a little red border around where you need to click next, instead of her clicking it, it'll sit there until you click it. All right, so it's exactly the same, but you have to just do the little click on the border that you see. All right, so practice. And again, click the Start.
Use the alphabetical apps list on the Start menu to open any installed application.
Okay, so now it says
click the Start button.
So click the Start button, but she won't click it. See, it's just going to sit here. I'll just wait a few seconds. Just going to sit here, right? Now, if I click over here, that's not going to do anything, right? Incorrect. Try again. So it's telling me this is where I have to click, and she's not going to leave this practice mode until I get it right. So I'm going to click here.
The Start menu opens. Click Alarms and Clock.
Okay, so now she wants me to click Alarms and Clock. If I click Outlook, that's not Alarms and Clock. Comes back exactly where she wants me to click, and she will sit here until I click it. So I'm going to click it.
The app, which includes an alarm, a clock, a timer, and a stopwatch, starts, and its window opens on the desktop.
Okay, so you see that's those 2 modes. Now, rather than click Apply, I'm going to hit Cancel just so I can remember, or so I can show you that Practice and Observe did not give us credit for that. So I'm going to cancel now, and now I'm going to click the hamburger icon list again, and you'll see 3 is listed as wrong. It's only listed as wrong because I clicked wrong, but if I didn't do it, it'd just still be blank. All right, but remember, I actually clicked a couple times in the practice mode, so it's wrong until I get it right. But the real point, though, is that the first mode, which was the observe mode, okay, she went all the way through it. And the second mode, which is the practice mode, she went through it and we participated by doing the clicking, but it's not correct, even though we ended up getting it correct, because observe and practice don't count. Apply is what you have to do. So I'm still on this one. Okay, so I'll shut that list down again. And now I have to click Apply. See, normally Apply is the default mode, but since I clicked Observe and then I clicked Practice, to go to this mode, I now need to click it myself, but then it'll stay in the Apply mode until I go back to one of the other modes. All right, so I have to click Apply for task 3, and now it says Start the Alarms and Clock app from the Start menu, Apps List, same thing, but now I do it, right? And again, I don't do it in mine on the bottom left. I have to do it in the Windows 10 virtual machine. So I come in here and click Alarms and Clock from the A part of the apps list, and it's done, okay? So you can see how easy all this is. Now they're saying Start Word 2019 using the Start menu. So again, you're going to go ahead and do it, and you're going to do the others. So there's only 21 tasks, right? We've gotten 3 right, But you need to write down notes. You need to, what I'm suggesting, you need to do this at least 4 times each, even if you know them. Because on the test, rather than getting to just click, okay, on everything you're doing, just click just to try something, okay? Just click just to try something. In training, yes, you can click around all you want. But on the test, you get exactly 2 tries. So any misclicks, it's very easy to just click something by mistake, right? And we all know that. You're moving your mouse button and you accidentally click. Well, it still counts. And that's another reason why I tell you to do it over and over again, so that you're less likely to misclick on the instructions when you're doing the test, okay? All right, so now I'm going to stop the training. Now, I stopped the training by just shutting down the virtual machine, meaning the pop-up window. So I'm going to close it. Now it's going to come back here and say, you must relaunch the activity, complete the tasks if necessary, and click submit to record the score. In other words, it's just saying that you still have to start this and click to record your score once you're done. This right now is not done. Watch, I'm going to get out of it. Again, the lower right X, okay? And I'm going to come back to the same thing, training, pretend it's an hour later. Because sometimes, especially, by the way, when you start with Word, and again, that'll be done in the same days as the test. I think it's either the 14th or the 15th. Word starts, your test is Tuesday the 15th on Windows 10. But in any event, when you're in Word, there'll literally be 150 total tasks. When you're in Excel, there's for sure going to be 100, if not 150 tasks. Same with Access, same with PowerPoint. So you're not going to finish them all in one sitting at some points, right? So you need to know what happens when you get out and how to get back in. So I'm just going to click the training again. Remember, I did, actually I forget, I think I did 4, but if I didn't do 4, I'm on task 4. So we'll see. So again, I just come back and click start, okay? It'll bring me exactly where I was. So I had done 3. See, I'm on task 4, but I hadn't done it. You can click again the hamburger icon to see what you've done, and you'll see you have the first 3 done. So the good thing is it always brings you to the last task you were on before you stopped with that closing the virtual machine down, all right? So that's a good point to note, but also remember you can change. I'm sorry. Let's say I want to go down to task 13, work with the recycle bin, all right? So it's telling me to do this, to do this, to do this, and then blah, blah. I'm not going to do it, all right? But I'm just going to pretend. So remember, I'm on task 13. So if I do task 13, it's not then going to go back and go to task 4 because that one I have not done. It's going to go to the next one after 13, which is 14. So when you skip around, that's why I don't really like you to skip around, especially on tests. Some people like to skip around, but if you skip around, remember, you have to go back to where you need to be on the ones that you missed or the ones that you didn't do. Any that you missed, by the way, if you only do them 1 time, you get 2 tries. But if you do, let's say you got this one wrong, Windows 10, shut down PC, you did it once, you got it wrong, you're on number 2, you get it right, you go to 3, you get it right, you get all the way down to 21, let's say you get every one of them right, but remember you missed number 1. What'll happen after you do number 21 is it's going to go back to number 1, and you're going to say, but I already did that one. Yeah, you did it once, you happen to get it wrong. They don't tell you whether you got it right or wrong, okay? But if they bring you back to it, then you get another try. Don't complain, take the other try, okay? That's what it means. And on all the others, they're not going to give you another try, assuming, again, you got them all right, which is the situation I'm pretending is happening, okay? So if you go ahead to like where I am here on number 13, it would then go to number 14 next, okay? Select contiguous files, then change the user account picture, et cetera, compress files, copy file or OneDrive, whatever. But you at some point need to come back to the first one that you didn't do, and then it'll go to the next one, the next one, the next one, et cetera again, okay? So I'll come back over here, start Word 2019 from the Start menu. You know the Start menu's in here, and you know there's Word in the most used, but there's also Word in the alpha. So you might say, well, which one is which? Doesn't matter. They're the same because it is the apps list. So if I click Word here, it's right. If I would have clicked Word from the other one, let's go back to that one. So go back to number 4. So I just did it from here, and I did it here, okay? Now I'll just scroll down to the W, and they're both the same. It's going to be right once I click Word in the W. Same thing, okay? In other words, because it told me to do it from, go back one more time, from the start menu, then anything in the start menu that shows me is right. So this word is right. And that's just there again because it's the most widely used normally anyway. And then the W down here, the W list down here on apps, and then Word. Both the same. All right, so I'm stopping that now. Remember, if you don't finish it in one sitting, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you see a score of 20, it's because you only did, X number of tasks, meaning in Blackboard, because the score will go over to Blackboard, but you just obviously keep a track on what you're doing. When you go back to the trainings in MindTap, any training that you're on that you didn't complete, if you click Start It Again, it'll go to the last one that you were working on before you got out of it. All righty? All right, well, have a great day, and I'll see you in class on Wednesday the 8th. All right, let me stop my recording. Have a great day.